Good guy, that Mike Garafolo. And let's dive into these conference championship games with Mike Garafolo from the NFL Network. Mike, Eagles and Commanders, division rivals. What are you keeping your eyes on for that NFC East battle?
Jay, obviously it's going to be Jalen Hurts and his health after getting bent in that game the other day and that left leg getting caught underneath him. I'm pretty confident about one thing, and I'm really confident about a second thing. I'm really confident he's going to play. I'm pretty confident he is not going to be his normal self. Now, we'll see what happens throughout the week here, but my understanding is he is definitely sore. He's going through a battery of tests to figure out the full extent of the injury there. I don't anticipate we're going to find out about it. Maybe not until the Eagles are done, either eliminated or won the Super Bowl. But he's going to be affected by that, which leads to an interesting situation because you've got Kenny Pickett still dealing with a rib issue that he had a couple of weeks ago, and Tanner McKee, the third-string quarterback, who has played well, and my understanding has been pushing Pickett for the number 2 spot. So how's this all going to play out with the Eagles quarterbacks on Sunday? I want to watch all that and see what Jalen Hurts looks like once the game actually starts. As for Jaden Daniels, a lot of talk from the Eagles about his experience or lack thereof. Or when you look at what's happening on film, you say, he looks like he's got a ton of experience. I mean, that's the respect that he's getting from the Eagles right now. He is unflappable as a rookie. He is doing things in the postseason that we've never seen a rookie do before. And the Eagles are expecting that they're going to see the Jaden Daniels that they saw late in the game, the last time they played him, where he led that comeback and that victory. They know that he is a dangerous guy, and he needs to be treated not like a rookie, but like a veteran.
Okay, let's talk about the AFC Championship game. This is the 4th time in 5 years that these two teams, the Buffalo Bills, the Kansas City Chiefs, will meet in the postseason.
Yeah.
It's the Chiefs with 3 victories so far in the postseason against Buffalo. And how much will those victories, Mike, play into the preparation for this Sunday for both of these teams?
The Bills are going to say not at all, and they're going to say that they're going to approach this one fresh and not worry about anything that happened previously. And they have played with more poise this postseason than I think we've seen from them in the past couple of times where games have gone along. I thought, well, this is where Josh Allen sometimes gets a little tight, and he hasn't been. In fact, I thought Lamar Jackson at times was a little tighter than Josh Allen the other day. So the Chiefs are going to want to do everything they can to possibly get those thoughts to creep back in their heads of all the times that they have beaten them in the postseason previously. The Bills have done a nice job in the regular season, just not in the playoffs. And so the Chiefs certainly have that swagger, that confidence that they are playing like the team that has won twice and is looking to three-peat here on this one. So if I'm the Chiefs, I want to jump on them early. I want to force Josh Allen to try to do too much to win this game for the Buffalo Bills. I know that that's the thought, that the Chiefs want to be able to play this one from ahead. So it's going to be vital for them to get out early and let Steve Spagnuolo's defense attack Josh Allen, force him into mistakes.
Okay, let's talk coaches now, Mike. And the Bears made it official on Tuesday. The former offensive coordinator for the Detroit Lions, Ben Johnson, is their new head coach. But that wasn't the only coaching news coming out of the NFC North on Tuesday, was it?
Yeah. Well, we've got Ben Johnson and that one being official there. We'll start there because I want to see how this is going to work for Caleb Williams. You know, Ben Johnson had a guy in Jared Goff that did a great job of managing their relationship, staying level. Ben Johnson demands a lot as a coach, and we've seen Caleb Williams sometimes that confidence sort of goes downhill. So let's see if Ben Johnson and Caleb Williams can work together well, and he can prop him up and do everything he can to keep him competitive and to keep him confident in the offense this first season with the two of them together. It's going to be an interesting storyline to watch. And as for the other news coming out of the NFC North, Kevin O'Connell, I know that there was, would they trade Kevin O'Connell? There were teams that were interested and whatnot. No, Kevin O'Connell was always going to stay put as the coach of the Minnesota Vikings here. The Vikings know exactly what they have. The possible coach of the year, which, by the way, Jay, I'm going to find it very interesting if once again the Coach of the Year receives the award at NFL Honors while Andy Reid is preparing for the Super Bowl. Andy Reid has only won the Coach of the Year award once, and it was early on in his time with the Eagles. That's the problem when the bar is so high every single year, even if you lose one game up until that last week, of course. So I'm going to find that interesting if Kevin O'Connell accepts that. But O'Connell did a terrific job as the head coach of the Vikings this year, and the Vikings rewarded him with that contract extension. He is going nowhere.
So we know Ben Johnson is going to the Bears. The other coordinator for the Detroit Lions, Aaron Glenn, also a hot commodity.
Yeah.
And he interviewed with the New York Jets on Tuesday. A lot of people feel like this is a natural fit. He left the facility without the job, but it seems like that's close, Mike. What can you tell us about that? And what can you tell us about the other openings as far as coaches are concerned in the NFL right now?
I don't worry too much about that part, Jay, because these talks are going to continue. And my understanding is we're waiting here. Could happen at any minute. Could happen overnight. Could even happen Wednesday morning. We're keeping a close eye on this one because all indications we have gotten here at the NFL Network are that Aaron Glenn and the Jets should be able to reach an agreement soon. He's got that visit with the Saints, who he also has ties to in the near future, but that's been pushed back by weather, and really it was almost kind of a, well, I'm going to meet with the Jets first because that's the interest from both sides, and if not, then potentially go to the Saints for a visit. But I still believe Aaron Glenn's going to wind up being the head coach of the Jets. Elsewhere, you've got the Las Vegas Raiders going through the motions. Could be a veteran coach there. I know Pete Carroll certainly is still in the mix with the Raiders. They wanted to get Ben Johnson. Tom Brady went hard to get for Ben Johnson. That did not materialize for him, so we'll keep an eye on the rest of those there. The Saints, waiting on Aaron Glenn. If not, I'm looking at Mike McCarthy as a possible fallback scenario there. The Jacksonville Jaguars, that one is still open. Liam Cohen, the offensive coordinator for the Buccaneers, a lot of talk that he's going to be the guy that's going to wind up there with the Jaguars, but the Buccaneers don't want to lose him, and from my understanding are making a push to keep him as the offensive coordinator, certainly willing to give him a fat raise if he stays in Tampa Bay. So Cohen and the Jaguars going to go through the motions with the Buccaneers still firmly in play. And then you got the Dallas Cowboys, and Brian Schottenheimer sort of coming out of nowhere. This is a guy who was a head coaching candidate, a hot head coaching candidate back in 2008 with the Jets. He interviewed for the Jets job, and Rex Ryan wound up getting it, and Schottenheimer stayed on board, and even after that was a hot head coaching candidate, then kind of faded. He's been let go a couple of times from some other jobs. He dipped down into the college ranks, but the Cowboys think highly of him, and there's a possibility that maybe he'll wind up being the guy. Kellen Moore, the offensive coordinator with the Eagles, who's no stranger to Dallas, had a great interview from my understanding, is still firmly in play there. Could see Jason Witten on the coaching staff for either one of these guys, so still a lot of things to shake out in Dallas, Jay.
Only 3 games remaining on the year, depending on how much importance you place on the dodgeball event at the Pro Bowl games. Mike, will you be participating?
I will not. I don't have that, what do you call that move where you kind of like let the ball go through your side here and you kind of, Phil Mickelson, remember that commercial that he had for the shirts where he was, you got to do a lot of that.
Yeah, like Keanu Reeves in The Matrix. That's basically how I envision you at the dodgeball event.
Yeah,
Mike.
that's not me.
That's very much. Because just like Keanu Reeves, Mike Garafolo is ageless, ladies and gentlemen.
I don't know about that. I certainly feel my age.